Ben, social media. How do you think public affairs campaigns should engage with digital and social media efforts?
Well, I think the walls are gone. I think there really is no distinction or delineation anymore between public affairs and digital, or public relations and digital, or any one of the different disciplines.
They shouldn't be different departments in an agency.
Well, no, I mean, it's great that they are, because you want to have the expertise, but
Right.
I don't think you can look at campaigns as solely a public affairs campaign anymore.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Digital and social media are really an avenue that has to be explored for any kind of campaign you might want to consider, because you really have to think about how to reach the audiences you want to reach through all of the various ways that they're going to get information. Years ago, I had a colleague who referred to it as a surround sound approach, even before social media was what it is today. And I think that term still really applies, because what you have is a situation in which we're constantly bombarded, if you will, with messages and information, and more every day. And those are all potential ways to impact a conversation or to become part of a dialogue. And so we have to think about them in that way. And as we think about public affairs, even though there's a temptation, I think, to think about public affairs as, well, gee, you're focused on Capitol Hill, or you're looking at the agencies, or you're thinking about 2 state houses in 2 states, so it's, much more one-on-one. You don't really need to think about digital because that's a broader, scattershot approach. I don't think that's true anymore. I really think that as you think about how to influence public policy, who are the bloggers that are writing about these issues that members of Congress are paying attention to, or that their constituents are paying attention to, and then reflecting back to the members of Congress? Who are the folks that are leading the way on Twitter on key issues? Who are the folks on Facebook that know how to really develop fan pages and group pages on Facebook and use those, or mobilize millions of people on Facebook to take an action, to change their profile picture, for example, to represent an issue?
Yeah.
How are all those kinds of things really interrelated? So I think public affairs has got to think about digital and social media as an integral part of any kind of campaign you might want to consider, whether that's a broad-based public campaign in which you want to make sure everyone knows what you're doing, or even if it's a more focused and structured campaign where you're really trying to achieve one objective, where you don't necessarily want to tell the entire world everything about what you're doing because you're really focused on one issue. In either case, you need to think about those tools as ways to really leverage a message to get to a certain audience. I myself have a Twitter account, at Ben Finzel on Twitter, if anyone's interested in following me. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I blog at Widmeyer.com. We have a wonderful blog which all of our firm uses as a way to really get messages out about what we're doing and about our thoughts about current issues and events today. So you can go to Widmeyer.com and just look at the blog on the right-hand side and see what our featured post is at the moment. I also blog on Bolerico DC, which is a public affairs-ish website. It's a group blog focused on gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender issues in Washington. And I blog there. I try about once or twice a month. It doesn't always happen because of my other commitments, but I try to be active and engaged there. And that's something that our entire firm does. Everyone here is engaged and involved in digital and social media. It's something we encourage our staff, from the oldest to the youngest, from the newest to the most experienced in the industry, to really be active and engaged in, because we understand that that is another way that we need to communicate, and it's another way to really be effective and to generate results, both for ourselves and for what we want to say about Widmeyer, but also, most importantly, for our clients.